morning, everyone. It's Linda from Bohemia Inspirations, and today I want to share with you how to make these beautiful pop-out butterflies. They are just so cute, and they really work well if you have a kit and you are trying to be true to that digital kit, which is what I have tried to do in this journal here. This is my Tokyo and Roses digital kit from my Etsy shop, and I am doing it. It's turning out so cute. It's not finished yet, but I don't think I am going to finish it. I'm going to start using it for an event called Journaling in July that we have coming up. But I was wanting to have some ephemera, and the kit does come with ephemera, but I wanted to have something a little bit more. So what I have done, I'll just pop this little guy up. And what I've done is I've taken the pages and created these cute little pop-up butterflies that I'm going to put in different areas. Now, what I like about these butterflies is I absolutely love this little guy here. He is so three-dimensional, and you just fold him up, give him a little pinch, and then they look so incredibly good. Like, he looks beautiful. But the problem with him is that as soon as you close your page and flatten it down, these little guys, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but they are so flat. They don't actually hold their shape very well at all. They just look kind of dead. Whereas these little guys here, I'm just going to move them off the page. You can fold them and they still keep their shape perfectly well. Why is that? We are going to make these pop-out butterflies that can be squashed down and they still look amazing. And these are perfect for journals that you like to use in a flatter journal for writing, which is what I love. So this is for my travel journal. I wanted something I could close the pages, and then when I opened them, they would look amazing still. Whereas these little guys, once you close the pages, they're done. So let's begin. Okay, so let's begin making these beautiful little guys. And the first thing that we're going to do is that we are going to print out a template for the butterfly shapes. And I'll just show you what that looks like now. So the butterfly template has small butterflies, medium butterflies, and large butterflies, but of course, you can use any size that you like. Mix and match up the shapes, come up with your own creative ideas, of course. And the other thing about this template is that you can print this template out on pages that you already have, like I have, which these are already digital pages from my store, Bohemia Inspirations, that I printed out and I'm using for a journal that I'm making. And then I have my French, everything French pages that I'm also printing out my butterflies on. But you could print this out on store-bought paper, just anything really that you love. Another thing that I did was I printed it out on some book pages, and just make your size to a 5x7 if you have a smaller page, but there are larger book pages. Just go online and figure out what size or measure with a ruler and then adjust your printer accordingly. And just mix and match these guys up. And this is what we'll be working on today. You can get this butterfly template for free when you sign up to our newsletter. And our newsletter lets you know of different journaling events that are coming up with our Facebook group, Creative Journaling for Self-Care. It also lets you know of store updates and sales. And it also lets you know when new videos are coming out. So sign up for that, grab your butterfly template, and have a lot of fun. If you don't have a template, what you can do is find a butterfly that you like, trace it out, and make 3 sizes. So let's begin by cutting out our butterfly shapes. Now I have all my butterfly shapes cut out, but we want to edge them or put any kind of decorative touches on them before we actually assemble them. So here you can see I have actually given a little bit of a aged look to this one, and it looks different. You can see that it has a little bit of a nice edge to it. And I did that actually on all of these, and I will ink them as well. So I'm going to do a couple of those. Let's just start with this little guy. And I'm just going to edge him a little bit. Now it's not going to stay this dark, but it is going to create a nice, oh my goodness, I'm edging like I am in kindergarten here, but that's okay. It is, just rub it in. It's going to create a really nice little aged look. If your pages are too white, here is a fantastic way to make them look better. So I'm just using a little bit of natural pigment that I picked up from a hillside that had rock in it. And you're also going to, I have another little video that I will link in the show notes of where I get this stuff, how I use it, but I'm just going to quickly dip this in my coffee and create this beautiful, beautiful effect with the pigments. So take a little peek at the short video coming up that shows how to use pigments. Okay, so here are our cutout butterflies, and some of them I've tinted with the rocks, and some of them I've tinted with some natural pigment that I found, and this one I dried it in my flat iron and I made it very, very wet, and it actually has this really nice stiffening quality to it, and it's slightly ripply. You can see it better on the back. I think this is going to make a beautiful butterfly. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink a few of the edges with these, and I'm just going to use what I have, which is some little dollar store makeup applicators with sponges, and I am going to use some shoe polish, which is pretty much what I use all the time. I do have really, really nice boots, and I have a lot of shoe polish. I do not have a lot of journaling supplies. So we're just going to make do with what I have today. I'm going to mix up a color I like. Yeah, I kind of like that. A little bit of the red, a little bit of the black. We will see what happens there. Okay, let's try on this big guy right here, because I definitely want some edging on him. Maybe I'll edge you this way. Oh yeah, there we go. Just going to put some edging on the edges. Where will we put you? Just to give it, oh yeah, I like that. Just to give it a little bit of definition. I think that's the look I want. Yeah. It's very transparent, so it's kind of hard to see, but that will be good for that one. Okay, so everything is edged and ready to go. And now what we're going to do is we are going to assemble our little butterflies. So I'm just going to be using just any color of thread you like, just a regular. You could actually also run these through your sewing machine if you wanted to. Now I'm going to make my thread maybe a foot long doubled, so 2 feet in half, because I'm going to use this one thread for all 3 of these butterflies. There we go. There, we are ready to roll. So one of the things that I do when I'm making them is we will just grab them, and I just kind of with my finger gently find the center. It's not an exact science, just find kind of how you like the wingtips to look, the location, if they're off center, if they're centered. And then what we're going to do is we are going to just grab any kind of a clip that you have, and we're going to clip it just to hold it together while we're sewing. And doesn't matter if you go through the top or the bottom. I am going to go through the back at the bottom first. And as you can see on our sample butterflies, they have these cute little stamens. They are stamens, but I think on butterflies they're called antennae. And so we are going to use these, which are flower stamens. Now, these are ones I got at a secondhand shop. They seem very old. You can buy these on Amazon. I'll put the link in the show notes below. But you also can just use what you have. And one of the things that I have used, which I actually really love these, is just some thread. And I just have this Gutermann gold thread. I think you can buy it at any fabric store. And all I did was cut a length, put a couple of knots in the ends, and then fold it in half. We're going to use this one. And then just spin it a little bit to create an end, like a little pocket that you can stitch through. So one of the easiest ways to get your stamen or antenna on, once you have your butterfly sewn, is to make sure your thread's to the back, hang on to your antenna on one side, and then just pull your thread through to the front and then scoot in. Just gonna make sure my thread stays smooth. And there you go. And let's do it one more time. Pull your thread to the front, push through, and there you go. There. And now let's just make a knot at the back. Okay, so now we're ready to put on the body of the butterflies, and I am just going to be using this metallic copper sheets from our local dollar store, and they have sticky backs, so they are really good, and we are just going to cut a thin strip. So now I'm just going to measure so that I have enough for it to go around to the back. Okay, now that we have the bodies on, we are going to fold and create our pop-outs. So we're going to go from about the center of the top wing to somewhere on the bottom here. A little diagonal looks good, but if you like it straight, you can do that too. And I'm just going to use this little thing, but if you don't have a little bone folder or something like that, just use a knife. That will work just fine. And then create a little crease from those top and bottom markers, and then just push down, and you can again do that with a knife and just pick up your edge and give it a fold in the middle. Use your knife, smooth it out, use your thumb, smooth it out, and ta-da! Now you have a pop-out. Now let's do the same thing to the other side. We're going to fold in halfway point here, and maybe about there. Let's try that. My folds, whoops, my folds are never perfect. I don't really measure them, but you can if you like to. There we go, I just need to grab a hold. Ta-da. Push down, smooth, and smooth. And there we have our pop-out edges. So one of the other things that we're going to do quickly before we move on is we are going to just edge these little pop-out areas. And of course I'm using shoe polish. And you know what? I've even used eyeshadow on these little guys. They look great. And my shoe polish is dry. I'm gonna get it a little bit more. There we go. Edge you a bit darker. Oh yeah, there we go. There, and the other side. There we go, and there. Look how beautiful that is. Already the pop-out part is looking so, so good. I'm going to pull my antennas in. And now the other part to this, even though it is a flat pop-out, meaning for a writing journal or something like that, I still am going to push all of the wings up, give it kind of a fold on the one side of the ribbon body and a fold on the other side of the ribbon body. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of a bend. A little bit of a bend. Keep our folds down. A little bit of a bend. There. And there you have it. There is a beautiful little pop-out. Now, you can not put any aging on them, and you can have one like that. You can make them a little bit smaller. It's really up to you. You can change the shape and points of them, but they are just such amazing little guys. You can smash them and they still pop up. They're perfect for your book, and they are nothing like to write over. Well, these little guys might be more difficult to write over, but the other ones, if you're using the ones with the thread antenna, they would be fine to not pop over. So let's finish our last little guy up and see how they look against a book page. Okay, so here we are with our journal and our journaling pages, and here are our beautiful pop-out butterflies. Look how amazing they look. They just stay so flat when you close the page. We're just gonna close it, squish them like you can barely, actually I can't feel them except for the one with the flower stamens on it. I can feel that a tiny bit, but look at how good. They just pop right back up and they look beautiful and three-dimensional. So you can have flat journals to do actual writing on, or painting or other things, have beautiful embellishments and pop-outs and not have them be really, really stiff for your pages. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you would like the butterfly template, it is on my Etsy store, but also I have it available for free when you sign up to the newsletter to get updates of when new videos are posted, updates on journaling events that I do with my journaling group, Creative Journaling for Self-Care, and also updates on the store and new items and sales that are coming up. So please sign up and grab your butterfly template and have a lot of fun with these little pop-outs. Till next time, happy journaling.